Happy Thanksgiving, you guys. I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never. Today I have a very important Kaspa update to go over. Make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video. None of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief.
So just to give a little recap from my last Kaspa video, from a technical analysis standpoint, we had projected Kaspa to start flagging out. And the big reason for that is because it had a massive Class A bearish divergence. And this is Kaspa now. It has started to flag out perfectly as we said. But I would also like to congratulate any of you guys that got into Kaspa when I was first talking about it 5 months ago, when it was trading down here at 1.5 cents. And we had it drawn in a massive falling wedge. Had you guys taken that trade and just held Kaspa, you could have made up to 825% in 5 months. And if you compare that to the stock market, the average return is 10% in a year. That would mean we made in 5 months what the stock market makes in 82.5 years. And I do understand cycles happen, but those are still pretty incredible gains. And if you enjoy making gains in the crypto market, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Help me pump that algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it. But anyways, I'll go deeper into the charts at the end of the video. And there is some bullish news, so stay tuned. But anyways, Kaspa is currently trading around 13.5 cents. Its market cap is back under that 3 billion level at basically 2.9 billion, which ranks 28th among all cryptocurrencies. And its circulating supply is 21.6 billion out of a max supply of 28.7 billion, which is about 75% in circulation. And then Kaspa is also currently down 13.9% from its all-time high that it reached 3 days ago at about 15.5 cents. And I would also like to mention how impressive this truly is. You have to understand, Kaspa was born during a bear market. They have never actually experienced a bull run. But now because Kaspa just recently broke new all-time highs, I'm going to give a brief overview on it because there's going to be a lot of new Kaspa investors watching this video. So Kaspa is a proof-of-work cryptocurrency which implements the GhostDAG protocol. Unlike traditional blockchains, GhostDAG does not orphan blocks created in parallel, rather allows them to coexist and orders them in consensus. The Kaspa blockchain is actually a block DAG. Now the key takeaway about this is that Kaspa runs on proof of work. Most layer 1 blockchains these days run on the proof of stake consensus mechanism, where a validator's probability to confirm the next block is directly correlated to how many tokens they have staked, usually making those projects a lot more centralized. Now, proof of work, on the other hand, has always been thought to be more decentralized. The issue is that nobody thought you could scale it, but due to Kaspa implementing the GhostDAG protocol, supposedly they have found a way to actually scale, which in turn could make them the first ever project to solve the blockchain trilemma of scalability, decentralization, and security, which could revolutionize crypto. And then the founder of Kaspa is Jonathan Sompolinsky, who is a postdoc CS at Harvard University on the MEV research team. And one of my favorite things about him is that his 2013 paper on the Ghost protocol is cited in Ethereum's white paper, the #2 largest cryptocurrency. Vitalik himself has complimented the Ghost protocol. But again, if you guys are new to crypto, then a lot of this information probably is still not going to make sense. But what you need to understand is that Kaspa is a very unique, innovative project, which is why it has so much hype right now. And it is one of the few, if not only, projects to be reaching all-time highs right now. But now, one of the main reasons I am making this video right now is because of the Kaspa markets. So the ones that I recommend you trade Kaspa on right now is KuCoin or MEXC. I think those are the two easiest centralized exchanges to use. However, what you may realize is they are not yet listed on Binance, which is the largest exchange, which to that same point, it makes what Kaspa is doing even more impressive. They aren't listed on the world's largest exchange, and yet they are still a top 30 cryptocurrency. But anyways, this Binance listing. So I took a poll on my channel 4 days ago that said, will Kaspa get listed on Binance in 2023? And this poll is 67% yes. But now what's interesting about this is that Kaspa had posted right after I recorded my last video that Binance futures will launch on November 17th of 2023. So technically Kaspa did launch on Binance. However, these are futures, so this is not exactly what everyone was looking for. We want a spot listing. But now here is my concern. So Watcher Guru just posted 20 hours ago. The US government criminally charges Binance with the following: conspiracy, conducting unlicensed money transmitting business, and violating International Emergency Economic Powers Act. And they're saying that Binance allowed ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Hamas to transact on its platform. Now, this specific information right here, I understand why a lot of people are mad about this. Because the perspective of a lot of people is that crypto is meant to be decentralized, meaning that no single government controls it, and it gives everybody the opportunity to be involved. So a lot of people in the comment section are not entirely sure why this is getting the attention. But anyways, CZ is facing up to 18 months in prison as part of his plea deal with the US government. But he was also just released from custody on a $175 million bond. So my point to all of this is that there is a lot going on with Binance right now. So obviously at one time, I think a lot of people did think Kaspa was going to get listed on Binance in 2023, at least a spot version of it. But now this might change because of all of this new information. And I would also like to show you guys the crypto fear and greed index. So right now we are at that 62 level, which is still greedy. However, yesterday we were at 71. So why measure fear and greed? The crypto market behavior is very emotional. People tend to get greedy when the market is rising, which results in FOMO. Also, people often sell their coins in irrational reaction of seeing red numbers. With our fear and greed index, we try and save you from your own emotional overreactions. There are two simple assumptions. Extreme fear can be a sign that investors are too worried. That could be a good buying opportunity. On the contrary, when investors are getting too greedy, that can mean the market is due for a correction. Now, is this the end-all indicator? Obviously not, but from my experience, it's usually pretty accurate. For example, a couple months ago when Bitcoin was trading at 26,100, we were down at that 42 level, which was fearful. And I was telling you guys that realistically speaking, that is when you should be buying crypto. However, when we are up at that greedy level, you might want to consider taking profits, because from my experience, it usually plays out pretty accurately. Now, again, I cannot stress the importance of this Binance issue going on right now. We dropped 9 points in one day. Now, for a lot of you guys that live in the United States and don't use Binance because it's not available in the US, I want you to understand how big Binance still is. So right now, if you look at the top crypto spot exchanges, Binance is number one by almost 6 times in trading volume at 14.7 billion. Whereas Coinbase is number 2 at 2.4 billion. It's not even close right now. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not going to sit here and say that Binance is going to crash or anything like that. However, just understand, if there ever came a day where Binance does crash, and at the time that it crashes, it is still number one by a lot, then that could be catastrophic for crypto. If you guys believed that FTX crashing was huge, you are in for a rude awakening if Binance ever crashes. That truly could send Bitcoin down to $10,000. But anyways, there is one other Kaspa post that I want to talk about. So they posted 20 hours ago, introducing wrapped Kaspa on Polygon and BNB, enhancing Kaspa's ecosystem. Thanks to finance change, we're stepping into a new era of integration and interoperability. Easily bridge Kaspa via the Change mobile app and explore new worlds of DeFi. So anytime there's a new integration, that's going to be bullish for Kaspa. But now for the final part of this video, we'll get into some technical analysis. So this is Kaspa on the daily time frame. And as I said in our previous Kaspa video, we had projected Kaspa to start flagging out. And that is exactly what started to happen. And a big reason for that is because of the massive Class A bearish divergence. However, to that same point now, if you look at price action, we swing from a lower low to a higher low. The RSI is higher low to lower low. That is Class A bullish divergence, which typically signals a local bottom has been reached. And that is the complete inverse of the Class A bearish divergence. So this is a very good sign. In addition, you can also argue that Kaspa is trading in a bull flag, which break up 68% of the time. And it has a massive measure move to over 20 cents. Now, obviously, measure moves do not always play out, but due to the bullish divergence, it definitely can start to break out. Now, I do also want to warn you about a couple bearish indicators. The first one being that the RSI is still extremely overbought, and the stochastics are still a little bit overbought. And not just on the daily time frame, but also the 3-day is cooked, and then even the weekly time frame is extremely overbought. And price action is still trading above all of the moving averages and the high volume node on the VRVP. And typically these indicators work as magnets. Coupled with the fact that Kaspa has just went parabolic recently, based on all of these indicators, I would not be shocked if price action did continue to drop a little bit. And in the meantime, the RSI and stochastic would start to reset. And a potential scenario is that the 21-day moving average starts to creep up, and then price action gets a bounce off of it as support. And we then could get that explosive move up. So just to be clear, in the short term, Kaspa has some very mixed signals right now. However, personally, I will not be entering a Kaspa trade. I do not like to chase a parabolic move, and Kaspa certainly has went parabolic recently. Now, lastly, we'll go over Bitcoin as it's correlated to most altcoins. So similar to Kaspa, the RSI is extremely overbought, and not just on the daily time frame, but also the 3-day is very overbought, and then the weekly is also cooked. Now, what Bitcoin is doing right now is actually a perfect example of what I'm hoping Kaspa does. As you can see, price action is currently using the 21-day moving average as support. If we go back to Kaspa really quick, that is exactly what I'd be looking for price action to start doing once the 21-day moving average starts to come up. Now, I will say we did have a candle close beneath the 21 day, which I don't like to see at all. However, we have recently broken back above it. And then you could also argue that Bitcoin was trading in a bull flag, which again break up 68% of the time, and it actually started to break out, but it has a huge measure move to around $42,000. Now, as long as price action stays above the 21-day moving average, I think there's a decent chance that this measure move actually plays out. But the second that we start trading beneath the 21-day moving average, I am going to be bearish in the short term. But as I say in every single one of my videos, just understand macroeconomics significantly outweigh technical analysis. So if all of a sudden these Bitcoin spot ETFs get approved, that could skyrocket the entire market. On the contrary, if all of a sudden for some reason Binance crashed, that would tank the entire market. So just keep your eyes open. Understand crypto is going to be extremely volatile. Anything can happen. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments. Do you think Kaspa will still get listed on Binance in 2023? If you found this content valuable, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.